The ritual is almost finished. Time for a reality check. It worked! It actually worked! Wrong species, but he's pretty cute. Ah yes, who doesn't love Garfield? We love him in the comics, and we especially love him in his cartoons. For me, I had a good time reading his comics and have a blast watching his show, Garfield and Friends, admittedly being one of my favorite Saturday morning cartoons. And apparently he made the best of it with one of his specials, his 9 Lives, based on the comics of the same name by Jim Davis. However, they only used 5 segments from the comics while adding 4 new ones to the cartoon, and one segment, Babes and Bullets, was adapted as a standalone television special, while the rest were never used. Welcome to another episode of the Wonder Reviews. Look out, John, because here comes Garfield, his 9 Lives. In the beginning, and yes, that's what they literally opened with, God is creating a new animal, a cat, and came up with an idea to give it 9 lives. Hosted by Garfield himself, he tells an anthology series of all 9 of his lives, each with a different time period. One he's a cave cat, another he's a king cat, another he's in the garden, and so on until his 9th life where he's in space. Most of it is pretty much a Garfield cartoon, but what really makes it interesting is being an anthology series. With each life it tells us, they're not only enjoyable to watch, but they each explain pretty much everything on what makes Garfield who he is today. For example, in his 7th life, he became a lab animal that's an homage to the secret NIMH, and will reveal why he has a fear of veterinarians. And that includes some of his lives where they reveal why he hates dogs, how he became John's master, and even shows why he loves lasagna so much.
I think I'm gonna like this thing called eating.
The only criticism in the special is that it's not as funny as his cartoons. Once in a while there's some funny jokes here and there, but it wants to focus on Garfield's lives rather seriously. Also, there's a plot hole in the special on how did Garfield lose his lives. 1, 5, and 6 I understand, but what about the others like 3 and 4? But there are some lives like 6 and 7 that don't need to be funny because they tell their own unique story in a different point of view.
Diana, are you alright?
The plot of the special does have some flaws, but it is remarkable to know about the cat who hates Mondays. There are a lot of characters that appear in the special, but they're not the ones we focus on. It's all about Garfield. Speaking of which, Garfield is actually a 3-dimensional character because each of his lives represent who he is no matter what appearance or time period he's in. In fact, if you really want to know the origins of Garfield as Garfield, it's in his 8th life.
All that I ever was made me what I am in my 8th life. Somehow, it's falling short of my expectations.
Other than Garfield, Odie appears several times in the special. He's Garfield's best friend who is always loyal to him and the comic relief of the cartoon. While some characters like John, Commander Millicent, and Chloe don't really offer a lot, but there are some other characters that have a memorable personality. These include Frederick being the paranoid musician, Junior is the naive pharaoh, and Prince Bart and Jester are the villains from Garfield's 2nd and 4th life with mischievous looks. There is one human that actually has a lot of development, and that is Sarah from Garfield's 6th life, Diana's piano. She has an incredible relationship with her cat Diana, sharing her beloved passion for music.
Diana loved my music and never seemed happier than when I was playing.
Even if this is a 45-minute special, the characters put on quite a performance. Well, seeing how I'm reviewing a television special, does the animation still hold up? Actually, yes. What makes the animation really stand out is giving each life a different animation style. While 1, 2, 8, and 9 share the same quality as the Garfield cartoons, the others have a different style. Like Court's Musician has flat animation, Lab Animal is a dark, realistic setting, Diane's Piano makes it more like a painting, In the Garden feels like candy ecstasy, even Stun Cat pages an homage to the classic cartoons in the 1930s. It's like Fantasia or The Animatrix, where they each tell a different story based on the animation. With the backgrounds, while they are nice, there's not much to them because they only show a desert, space, and Garfield's neighborhood where you can find them in any cartoon. The only exception is in Lab Animal, where the forest has an unsettling atmosphere, and In the Garden has this Wonderland-type garden made as a children's paradise, while also adding elements to the Garden of Eden and Pandora's Box. And thanks to the art styles, the characters are impressive, including the ones similar to the cartoon. I wouldn't consider the character animation top-notch since it's limited for TV, but it does have some creative moments like some of the chase scenes and the concert at Garfield's fourth life. The animation is pretty imaginative, so it pretty much succeeds as a Garfield cartoon. Garfield His 9 Lives is an enjoyable special to watch thanks to its nice animation, likable characters, and especially its inventive plot. This special is hands down a recommendation to Garfield fans in both the comics and the Saturday morning cartoon. I would even recommend those who don't watch the comics or the cartoon since they do stand out on their own. If you're looking for an anthology series similar to Fantasia, then this is pretty much it. Garfield may be a cat with just 9 lives, but we can all agree he's going to live forever. Hey, he's only human. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm going to mail a cute kitten to Abu Dhabi. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed this, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe me for a new review and other project every week. I'll see you soon.